For goodness sake, what will we make? Why don't we make a rum cake? Today we're going to make a Caribbean rum cake, which is a sort of a holiday thing. And the holidays are creeping up, you know. The dogs are telling me it's creeping up on us. This does soak overnight in rum, and it is raw rum with sugar. So this is not for teetotalers if you're not, or people who don't drink. If you don't drink, there isn't really a substitute. This cake is basically a simple assembly, and we're going to use this shape bundt pan because I thought it seemed rum-like. And what are we gonna prepare our Nordic ware superb bundt pan with? Can you guess? Everbake. I don't know why, it's just oil, like all the other ones, but this one just works better. 13 soap 13, or somebody else gave us the tip to do it in the dishwasher. Great idea, but we're not gonna do that. Now, one thing I'm gonna tell you is you might have to do this again because the Nordic ware is so slippery that the spray can sometimes slide down while you're preparing your cake. So before you put your cake mix in, you might have to respray the upper part of your pan. Make sure you get this prepared pan. Oven is at 325. They want it very low. I'm not sure why. We're simply going to follow King Arthur baking for this dish. We definitely have a slight weirdness in this recipe, which is the use of pudding mix. So I looked at the recipe and King Arthur says you don't have to use it, but if you don't use it, your cake won't be as good, basically. Sometimes it's just got some weird thing in it that you have to do. So we're gonna use the pudding mix. This is Mighty Fine. I bought it because I thought it was fantastically nostalgic and I remember it from when I was a child. It's completely false flavor. I just put 2 cups of flour in here. Look at this. This is King Arthur organic flour. For some reason, I didn't know they made this. I have a feeling this cake is very sweet because of the pudding, the huge amount of sugar I just put in, which is 1.5 cups, which is, I think, what I just put in. I'm just gonna mix the flour and the sugar together. And 1 3¼ ounce box of instant vanilla pudding. Ours are conveniently not the right size. So I'm going to use my scale. 3¼ ounce, okay. It says 3.1, is that okay? Is that okay with everybody? Okay, we're just gonna use 1 pack. You can't go outside, it's too hot. Instant vanilla pudding. All right, let's mix this around. Ooh, it has a lot of baking powder. 1, 2, mix it. Maude is so sweet. She loves to go out and lie in the sun. Salt. Just think of a cake, don't measure this. It has butter and vegetable oil. What kind of cake is this? Plugras gives you the handy little fleur-de-lis. You just cut the fleur-de-lis in half and that's 1 stick of butter. We're making a cake together. I hope you have a glass of wine or your preferred beverage. Oh my goodness. 1/2 cup of, it's gonna be like a pudding cake. It is, Lynn's nodding. 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. This is soy oil. I bet you it's divine, actually. Now mix. Okay, they want it to be sandy looking. I would say that was sandy. 1/2 cup of milk, excellent. Why not put more liquid in it? I just had a chilling feeling that I may not have any rum. So I'm just going to take a look. I found 2 rums. I'm gonna use this one in the cake and this one in the syrup. Now they want you to put 4 eggs with the baking powder. It's gonna go and then 1. So beat it in 1 at a time means they want you to combine it properly before the next one. 2 eggs, 3 eggs. A little bit of fear about beating the flour so much. That's why I'm not using a high speed. 4 eggs. Scrape down the sides. What if this is the best cake ever? Vanilla extract, I'm gonna use vanilla paste. Hey la la, vanilla paste. A tablespoon. They want me to stir this in, which means they're nervous about the flour too at this point. All right, ladies and gents. Now this rum will be cooked. The rum that it soaks in will not be. I'll eat my hat if this makes a cake. This is very loose. If you're really nervous about your pan, you can also dust it with a little almond flour. I'm not nervous because I have Everbake. Lena, just make sure the shaft is fully lubricated. All right, gang. Try not to get it on the sides because that will inhibit your rise. How do you fix the sides? First of all, wipe it totally off. Re-grease those areas by spraying Everbake onto your paper towel. And we're going to put this in a 325 oven. Looks nice. Whether or not it's going to make a cake, I don't know. Smooth the top. Of course, the Caribbean, there's an amazing food tradition from all those different islands, from so many different cultures filtering through. It's fascinating food culture. Take this to the stage. Here we go. Okay. Oh yeah. Cook this at 325 for 50 to 60 minutes until the toothpick comes out clean. Rum cake. For goodness sake. Now we're gonna make the syrup that gets poured on the cake. They give you a couple of options. One option is just to pour it on the cake out of the bundt. One of them is to pour it on the cake in the bundt and leave it overnight, reheat it, and then take it out. We're gonna make a decision on the fly, but I'm gonna make the syrup, which is pretty rummy right now. Bizarrely, the syrup contains butter. I will say, I've never made a syrup with butter. 8 tablespoons of butter, no less. I will say this is gonna be a rich cake. Okay, it's a half a cup of rum. Oh, I should be careful, but oh well. I'm not scared of a little flambe. I'm gonna put a tiny, tiny bit of this rum because it wasn't exactly half a cup. A little bit of water, 1/4 cup. And we're just gonna reduce this. It's got a cup of sugar in it. I mean, what does this cake not have? It's a cup of sugar. I'm just gonna eyeball this basically by looking at the half cup and pretending I'm filling it twice. I also know this is about a cup of sugar. Stir this, and I'm gonna cook this a little bit. Add a little salt. I'm just gonna bring this to a boil, and then I'm gonna kind of keep an eye on it for 5 minutes or so until it thickens a little bit. Once this reduces, oh dear, hold on. Something's making it go bananas. So I'm gonna reduce this a little bit, and then I'm gonna put a little vanilla in there and just let it sit until I'm ready to paint my cake. Okay, it looks like it made a cake. Pretty cakey. Listen, Caribbean people, don't be mad. I think I'm gonna decant it and then put it in a low dish and just pour the syrup all over it. Please don't be angry. It looks beautiful. The texture is very nice. Here's our beautiful rum cake. I'm gonna poke some holes in it. This you can do overnight in the pan. Just pour the syrup right on top of the pan, in which case you might have to reheat it to get it out of the pan because the stuff will stick. Okay, here we go. Ready? Oh, looks pretty good. Let it cool, and then take this and pour it back on top of it. And then leave it covered overnight to sort of soak in all the stuff. See how this stuff is left there. I would not freeze cake, but you can freeze it if you want to make it in advance. A month, 2 months. If you use enough rum and you wrap it tightly, you could probably store it like a Christmas cake for a year if it was airtight. I'm gonna re-soak this so it's really gorgeous. Oh yeah. Don't make a mistake. make this cake. Thank you so much for watching this episode about Caribbean rum cake, slightly altered. Thank you for your kind, sweet comments, your questions, your corrections, your ideas. It means the world. Thank you so much, and we'll see you very soon. We're making a cake together. I hope you have a glass of wine or your preferred beverage. I hope that you are making this cake and inviting your friends over.